Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome. Nice to see you all. It's Monday, September 26th, 2022. It's Bruce here from a secret location in Calgary. Jen and I are in hiding. How's it going? We're fine. No hurricanes here. 22. It's no serious weather issues, no tornadoes, earthquakes, no riots. It's all good here. We're fine. Hope you're doing Hope you're doing well wherever you are. Gorgeous day here today. We hit 78 degrees today. We're at 77 right now. And interestingly, tomorrow and Wednesday, we're going to top out with a little warming trend here. We're going to be 81 for the high tomorrow, and Wednesday, 84. And something tells me that maybe after Wednesday, this might be all she wrote because Thursday 70, Friday 68, Saturday 73 degrees, quite pleasant. But then this little trend begins to kick in, like 67 on Sunday, 69, 70, then 66. We seem to be drifting into the 60s now quite normally and not even shooting into the mid-high 70s anymore. It's over. The overnight lows are in the 40s now, mid 40s. And for us to get to the high 70s is a bit of a reach, with our sun quickly sinking on the horizon as our days are getting shorter very quickly. We're quickly losing our, the ability to generate heat. We're at 3,800 feet here, so the air's a bit thinner. And if we were 2,000 feet lower in elevation, we'd have much warmer temperatures. But we have that mountain air out there. Although I gotta say, Jennifer and I took a drive the other day, just south of here, to a little place called Nanton, about 30, 40 miles, 50 miles away. And between here and Nanton, Alberta, you get to see the Rocky Mountains off to your right. And the further south you go, the Rockies don't run up and down exactly north to south. They kind of go northwest to southeast. So the further south you go, the mountains come closer to you, or you drive closer to them. So we could see the Rockies out of our windshield and the side of our car, and yet none of them were covered in snow yet, even at 10,000 feet. So that's about to change. Trust me, we've not had a lot of precipitation around here lately, and so it's going to take a while before that kicks in, but we shall see. I'm kind of curious. I see 13 people watching me, at least 13, but I have only one comment so far. Are the comments working is what I'd like to know. I think we had an issue here earlier. I'm not sure what the cause is. I'm going to just take a peek at this show and make sure my comments are working, or supposedly working properly. Let's see here what this shows to me over here and over there. We should have chats going. Yeah, we should have chats running along. Kind of hoping that you guys are able to send a message and say hi. Please do if you can. Because at the moment, there's Donnell. Okay, we got Donnell. Hi, Bruce. And all he says, I have Jeannie here already. Bill and Jeannie are here from East Tennessee. They've been watching right off the start of the show. Hi, you guys. How's it going out there? Bill and Jeannie are watching. It's currently 74 inside and outside in East Tennessee. They're doing fine. Kirk Brunson is here. Hi, Bruce TV sponsor family. Kirk from the Big Apple's here, and I'm still at work. Right on, pal. Welcome all those of you who have made it. Nice to see you. And glad to see you're saying hi. I just was really curious whether my chat was disabled or something. It's kind of weird. I've got here an interesting comment here from B Duff Travels. He's saying, hi, everybody. And that's interesting because B Duff is not a sponsor member of the channel, and he's here. How you doing? It's great to have you here, but this show is open to sponsor members only, and I'm kind of curious about that. I'm having a fun time, am I not? Let me take another peek here at what's going on. Let's see. If I hit members, that might change it. BDuff, if you can't make a comment going forward, it's not your fault, because likely it's my fault or my doing. I will have changed the show over to sponsor members only. But I noticed there were a bunch of messages that came through earlier, and they were not able to connect in. They were not able to come in here. So something is weird right now. There's a weird thing going on with my viewers. So if anyone is out there, if you can just say hi. If you're a sponsor member, say hi. If you're not, I might pop back because we seem to be having some kind of an issue here with connections. I'm going to open this up to anyone who finds us. It seems that this show, for whatever reason, might be open to the public rather than just for sponsor members. I'm not 100% sure on this. I'm going to check something else right now here as I try to figure out what's going on with my show. Welcome all of you that are here. This show here is generally reserved for sponsor members of this channel, but you're all welcome to join in tonight from wherever you are. Say hi to us. If you notice a person's name coming across the chat area that's in green and they have a little avatar, they're sponsors of this channel. They're sending me a donation every month to be part of this channel. If your name is just in black type and you don't have an avatar, you're a guest tonight. You're welcome to be here. I'm glad to have you. It's a PG-rated channel, please. Jeff is here. Good day, Bruce and TW sponsors. Jeff Dinan from Australia. The man is in the house. How are you, buddy? We have Two of Each Mom is here. Hi, Bruce. Hi there, Two of Each Mom. How are you? Donnell is here from Cork, Ireland. Hi, Kirk. Is your boss still unaware of your secretly watching the show at work? Laugh out loud. What's the weather like in New York City today? Splair, hi, and have an enjoyable night, y'all. Hey, Splair. How you doing, buddy? Splair is one of my viewers, and he is one of my members of my other channel, Stock Markets with Bruce. Please don't cut us off. Not tonight. We're not going to cut you off. Kirk Bronson, Donnell, my boss is looking at me talking to Bruce right now. He's going, hey, Bruce, what's going on? Hey, Kirk's boss, what's happening, Kirk's boss? Oh, man. I got the New Yorkers here, and they are the best. Love those guys in New York. Welcome, guys, to the show. Hope you're having fun. I hope everyone's well out there. Jennifer and I, we're here in Calgary. For those of you who are regulars, you know what we're up to. We're right now kind of hanging out here. My wife, my Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife. If you've never seen her, I'll show you a picture of her. She doesn't come on the camera, she doesn't come on the air here. But the other day we were out, Jennifer saying to me, we got to go get some groceries. We're running low on provisions, but it's kind of warm out. So, I want to change and into something more appropriate for the weather. And so why don't we go grocery shopping, and I'll change into something a little more comfortable. I thought that's great, hon. Let's do that. And so we went for a little spin in our pretend Tesla. Here we are out there. There we are. There I am with Jennifer. And it was a beautiful day. And Jen didn't want to be too hot, because at the grocery store you got air conditioning, but in the parking lot walking into the grocery store it's kind of warm, right? So she thought, well, I'll just wear something a little more relaxing, and I won't be too hot. The other night we were out at one of these red carpet events, and I'm how I am. I'm just so happy to be outside the house sometimes. I'm just a happy-go-lucky guy, and then we were doing some photos here the other night, and Jen's kind of holding on to me there, and I'm hanging on by a thread. It's a long day, and I get tired. How many hours I work doing these channels. It's not easy for me, and it's great. It's just super having a hot babe wife like that. Taking good care of me. It's all fantastic. No problems at all. Let's just see here. Nikki is here. Hi, this is Roger, Nikki's husband. She had an initial appointment with a new cardiologist, and he admitted her into the Mayo Clinic. What the heck is going on? What? She's going to a couple of days of tests. We're going to give us a diagnosis. Well, let's hope she's okay. Hope she's going to be all right. I'm glad that Roger, that you're here. Let us in on this news. Ms. M is here. I gave you a thumbs up, Bruce. Thank you, Ms. M. Rocky Grasso. I hope I'm green, Bruce. Oh, you are green, my friend. Donnell, you have a good boss there, Kirk. And Donnell, you are one lucky dude, Bruce. Well, I'm a fortunate guy. Jen, she takes care of herself. We're now pushing 67 here. She looks pretty good for 67. I mean, don't you think? I mean, really, I don't know a lot of 67-year-olds that, wives that look like that, but Jen really works out, and she prides herself on looking after herself. And and here it looks like she had an ear surgery. Well, the thing about Jen, you got to understand, two of each, mom, is that she's a professional, right? And so, she can put on the air of happiness and confidence. You just can't tell that her hip is just killing her. I mean, you look at her. She's so photogenic. You look at her, and she looks like she's in her 20s or 30s, but really, we're up there, and she really. And look, no work done on that face. There's no surgery or anything like that. That's so natural. It's incredible, isn't it? Yeah, she looks great. Once in a while, I like to go out and go out about the town and kind of really be myself, and put on my favorite outfit. My felt hat, and then I get my cane, my walking cane, and I got the fur around the collar. I go on. I really strut my stuff. I really have a good time with it. But you know how it is when you're with Jen. You gotta behave yourself, and you don't want to overdo it. And so you gotta pose. But it's all right. It's all good. She's a great gal, and she takes good care of me there. Not a problem at all. Splair, perfect. Got it. Yeah, I see what you're doing. It's all good there. James is in the house. Hey, James. Hi, Uncle Bruce. What do you think of Royal Caribbean cruises? Well, they're the second largest cruise line, behind Carnival. They own Celebrity. They own, is it Azamara? I believe it is, or did they sell Azamara? They may have sold Azamara. Anyway, they own another high end cruise line. I'm trying to remember the name of the high end one they bought. It wasn't Crystal Cruises. They bought somebody else. I can't remember. But they're kind of back in business again, which is nice. There was a quite a while there, with the COVID and everything. Everybody was shut down and locked in. They have new ships coming online, sail around the world. They're loved by their clientele. I mean, they are, they have a very loyal clientele that goes Royal Caribbean and nothing but. They sail around the world. They frequent many places. I've been on one ship. I've been on the Explorer of the Seas, for Royal Caribbean. My only beef with Royal Caribbean, and this is just because I was only on one ship, so I'm not criticizing the whole cruise line, but I was on the Explorer of the Seas, and I was surprised, I think is the word I'm going to use. We were on a 9-day cruise, something like that, and I'm a guy that loves to go and have a steam bath, and I love to go into like a hot tub, like a spa, with the bubbles and that warm water. I really like to get loosened up, and I really enjoy going to the men's spa area, the change room area, where they have big showers. There's lots of room in there, and I leave Jennifer in the cabin, and I give up the bathroom to her. She can have the bathroom in our cabin all to herself. I just go to the men's spa area, and I shower there, I shave there, and it's I love it. I don't shave every day because it's a cruise. Why do that? But in a week I'll shave maybe 3 times, and but I'll be there like daily and enjoy it. Anyway, on this particular cruise, Jennifer and I were sailing from just south of New York, out of New Jersey, to the Caribbean, and we found out that they didn't have a private adult-only spa area on board the Explorer of the Seas. What they had was they had a spa area that men and women could go to. One side of the ship was men, the other was women. And in the middle, in the open area in the middle, they had this big spa pool, about 3.5 feet deep, and all around the ring of this, or the outside of the spot, they had a bench under the water. You could sit down in the water. The water would be up to your chest. And they had the bubbles coming out, the jets. But I found that that the water wasn't hot as I'd like it, and the bubbles coming out from the jets were inconsistent. Some were good, some were not so good. And it was open to all. And the problem with that is you get families with children, and children view a spa like this as a water park. They don't view it as a spa treatment facility. And so, because it's not an adult only thing, you get these kids having just a grand old time, and they want to run around the spa, and they jump in and they jump out, and they're just having a great time. Well, yeah, great time. Problem is that, if you're the mom and dad, you want them to burn off energy so they sleep tonight. But if you're not the mom and dad, and you're not related to these kids, you're not happy they're there, because this is not what you came here. You came here to relax, unwind, and you didn't want to hear screaming and jumping and splashing from kids. And this was the problem with this particular thing. Now, on the men's spa side, where you go in, they had a change room and all that, and then they had these the shower areas, and they had a steam room, and they had a dry sauna. I found, though, that because it was not a pay-as-you-go thing, it was an included feature, that people were just not using it. How do I say this? They weren't using the facilities with respect. They were using the facilities as a throw-in facility, and they didn't give a crap about it. And so it showed. You'd see towels on the floor all wet over there, and you'd see, it just wouldn't be pretty. It just wasn't pretty. And the spa itself was maintained and kept clean by staff, but it's not a very nice exclusive spa where, for like a week you pay $150 to go in, and your wife pays $150 to go on her side. It's $20 a day, adult only, with staff on top of everything, and nice scented soaps and oils, and it's a spa. It's a nice, refreshing, and casual, calm place. I didn't get that feeling. I felt like I was in a YMCA change room, and it just gave off a sad vibration, a sad vibe. And Royal Caribbean likes to give off the allure, the aura of a cruise line for the active. If you like activity and you like a good time and a lot of action, come on to Royal Caribbean. And the rest of the ship was fine. No, I didn't have a problem with it. But this particular area, it really was lacking. And it's not like everybody on the ship was there. There were very few people who would use it, but you could just tell the curtains for the shower looked really old and tired. The doors for the steam room, they're made of glass, and you could just tell that they haven't had a good cleaning in a long time. They need a real good CLR kind of cleaning to get that scummy, the water, how water is hard and it leaves that kind of film, that white salty film. It needs a CLR treatment to really clean it up. When you're in a spa like a Norwegian cruise ship, adult only spa, it's spotless. You can hear the soft music playing in the system, that sort of spa relaxing music. The ambiance is there. The lighting is calmer. It's just nicer, and it's clean to within an inch of its life all the time by dedicated staff, because this is extra. This is an extra feature you're paying for. I know that if you go like on a Cunard cruise, Cunard is owned by Carnival. You go on Cunard, you're going into, I think it's the Renaissance Spa, or no, it's the Canyon Ranch Spa. It's run by Canyon Ranch. First class, like really first class spa. Robes, really plush towels, like nice. The towels at the on the Explorer of the Seas, they were like high school towels. They were thin. They're like Motel 6 towels. not, you know what I mean? And in the change room, you had the lockers and wooden benches. You just didn't feel like. Anyway, that was my beef. That was my beef about that particular ship, because on I just have noticed that Royal Caribbean hasn't had, up until a few years ago, a real focus on spa experiences. Maybe that's changed now with the newer ships, and fair enough, that's great. But I gotta say, on Holland America, on Norwegian, very nice spas, really well done, perfection, clean, and ambiance, everything. Really nice. I've been on Princess Cruise Line, and they don't have a spa that you pay extra for, but they do have the men's and the women's and adult only spas. But when I was on three Princess ships that did the Mexican, I did two of them actually, Mexican Riviera cruises. I did two Princess ships. Um, they were actively used by adults, and I found that a bit much. I would have preferred half as many people there, but it was all included, so you could, help yourself. But the steam rooms were smallish, and they would have a hose in there. You could hose them off, and my habit is, when I go into a men's steam room, and it can hold, say, 6 or 8 people. Usually, when I go into a men's steam room, there's nobody there. There's very few people actually want a steam bath in a tropical environment. They just want the spa for a bit, take a shower, and go. So I'll go into the steam room and I'll grab the hose and I'll hose down the entire unit. I'll hose down the walls above where we sit. I'll hose off the benches. Then I hose underneath the benches, and I'll put my thumb on that hose to put the power on the water, and I will get the water to go into the drain, and I will drain out any vestiges of, anything in there, because I'm a stickler for a clean steam room. But what amazes me is how many people come into a steam room, sit on a bench for 10 minutes, and then just leave. They've been sweating on this thing, and it's just awful. They leave, I get up, I hose it off, and I drain all that away because I don't want any memories of these people with me for the rest of my life. Anyway, that's just the way I am. Anyway, on Royal Caribbean, it was substandard. On Princess, so, but on Norwegian, generally speaking, a staff member would come in about every 20 minutes, and they would do a hose down of the steam room just to keep it super clean, which I appreciated. Again, adult only, you're paying extra for it, so it's done right. Hygiene is very important, Donnell, not looking forward to having a blood test tomorrow morning at 9:30. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it's for nothing serious. Mermaid hurricane is hitting Florida this week. I'm going to be talking about that on the big show. It's been raining here all day, says Mermaid C. Busy mom. When is the last time you've been on any ship, by the way? Oh, gosh, before the COVID. It's been a while now. We had cruises lined up. Oh, my gosh, did we have cruises lined up? Jen and I had group cruises. We had 2 lined up with 2 more that we were putting together, and I had another cruise I had lined up that was just for Jen and I and a couple of viewers that we were going to get together with, and all that fell apart during COVID. So that just destroyed everything. That was a bummer. So it's been a while, and I got to be honest with you. I mean, I ask Jen all the time, "Do you want to go on a cruise? When do you want to go? Let me know." And she just hasn't got a hankering to go on a cruise right now, at least not up to this point. Now, we're noticing now all the restrictions are coming off and coming off and coming off. And you would think that would be the all clear. Actually, Jen is going the opposite direction. She's going, if they're relieving, releasing all restrictions, I'm even less interested in going, because she doesn't want to get COVID. She has health issues. She wants to get she has to get a hip operation. And so we're being very careful right now to expose her to any kind of possibility of infection, because when you get the green light to go, you want to be clear to go. And we have got developments happening on Jen's hip front, but we don't have anything nailed down yet, so I won't go any further. But we're being very careful as to, being exposed to those who've decided not to get inoculated and so on and so forth. Anyway, it's been a while, and I'm looking forward to going on my next cruise. I wouldn't mind taking a Panama Canal cruise. I'd really like to take one of those. I wouldn't mind taking a cruise, a Mediterranean cruise with Jennifer, because I've done a Mediterranean cruise with my daughter, but not with Jen. So I'd really like to do one with her. Of course, Panama Canal would be with Jen too. And then maybe a a combination British Isle, Norway fjord kind of cruise. It might be just a British Isle cruise first, and then a cruise up the coast of Norway into some of the fjords there. Something like that might be like a June, July kind of timing, the height of summer. That would be all right. Those are the cruises that are on the higher on my list. Um, and then there are just places I would like to go. But I got to tell you, the last week or so, I don't know why, but every once in a while I get this vibe that sort of says, it'd be kind of nice to have an RV for a while. Maybe see North America in an RV and do full time RVing for a while. And I get these thoughts every once in a while. So I'll watch YouTube videos for a while of people who are RVers, and I'll look for people my age, and I'll look for people with my experience, none. And I want to find out, what it's like to be in an RV full time, not knowing what you're doing. My brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, they are avid campers. They own a fifth wheel. They got the slide on it. He's got the truck, and they love to go out in the summertime. Just for months and months and months, they'll go out for a week here, a couple of days there. They'll come home for a bit, then they'll go out again, and they'll come home for a bit. They'll go out. They love to go out camping all the time, and they take the grandkids, and oh, they have a blast. It's never appealed to me. it's Jennifer gets together every year with her sister, and they'll go. She'll go with them for like a week. They'll go camping for. I don't want to go. I'm one of those gentleman campers. I'm one of those. I'd like to go camping in a Class A RV with the slides, and I got the air conditioners in the roof, and we got the satellite tracking system for satellite television, and the kitchen has a dishwasher, and the convection microwave oven. We've got the stove, the kind of stove you can touch with your hand and it's not hot, but you put the pan on there and it's hot. You know what kind of stove I'm talking about. King size bed in the back, shower, lots of water, hooked up to electricity and water. I mean, I'm one of those guys. I haven't even done that. I haven't gone out in an RV ever like that. Not once. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, it might be kind of neat to buy one of those. And maybe travel around Canada and the United States for like a couple of years, maybe down to Mexico, and take the camera with us and do the shows on the road, have the internet access through the satellite dishes, and do my YouTube from an RV. What the heck's wrong with that? I'm doing my shows from a hotel room. Why can't I do this from an RV that has internet? And so I look at these videos and I see these, luxurious Class A, or these Greyhound bus size RVs, 45-foot long with the tag axles on the back. God help me if I ever had a seized up axle, I wouldn't know what to do. All that kind of stuff. Anyway, I get a kick looking at this stuff. I just love looking at this stuff, and I love following people who sort of share their adventures. They're good adventures or bad adventures. Their adventures are adventures, and I love watching real professionals, showing off these RVs. Let me show you the 2022 blah 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 X 4 or 5 XB68 floor plan, and let me show you all around the outside. Let me open all these compartments for you. shoot, it'll show you what we got on this rig. And you're just looking at this stuff. And you just can't believe what you're looking at. I mean, door after door opens up on the side of these RVs, and you open a door on the side of the RV, and there's a television out there, an outdoor television, for crying out loud. And you got the awning with the LED lights underneath it, and man, camping has come a long way. Huh? I don't know. I don't know if that's for me though. It's a fortune to buy these things, and they depreciate. I mean, they don't go up in value. These RVs go down in value. The more you use them, the more they depreciate. So you got to really wonder: is this worth your while? Is there really any money in it? I don't know about that. Not so sure if that's the way to go. Donnell, my GP is keeping an eye on my health in general, especially since I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in May. Right on. Donnell, hope everything is going well there. James 92, where do you spend your time most on cruises? Wow. Well, I got to tell you, the last time Jen and I were on the Norwegian Epic cruise ship, we did a 1-week cruise out of Miami, and we ended up going to Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Then the next day we were in Cayman Islands, and the next day we were in Cozumel, and then we had 2 days at sea, and we came back. And in the morning, the routine that I like to have is I'll get up in the morning, and Jennifer and I will, after we wake up, we'll put some clothes on and we'll work our way to the buffet for breakfast. And first thing first, get a cup of coffee going, and then nibble away at the buffet. Once that's done, that's 45 minutes, something like that. No rush, of course. Then what we do is we go back to the room, and usually Jen and I together will change into our bathing suits and put on our morning coats and our flops, and we'll work our way up to the spa. And in the case of the Norwegian Epic, the spa on the Epic was at the back of the ship on one of the upper decks, if I recall, kind of the 10th deck or 11th deck. I can't remember the floor. And since we had purchased a spa balcony suite, so that gave us spa access as part of our fare. So we would then go into the spa, and Jen would go into the women's side. I go into the men's side, and I would then be in the men's area where I would go into the steam room after I shower and everything. I go into the steam room, and I'll do that for half an hour because I love the heat in the steam room. Then I'll have a nice shower, cool down, and then I'll go out into the common area for men and women, the co-op area, and I'll find that ship had a huge, at least 20-person large pool, hot spa with jets all along the sides, and big pipes that came out of the water and then shot water down back into the water. Oh, it was great. So Jen and I would meet up out in the common area, and we would go into the pool together, and we'd lie down on these metal poles, these metal bars that went across underneath you that were 6 to 12 inches under the surface of the water. And you're lying on these bars, and the bars are, if you looked at it, the bars are shaped like a lounger. So your head is just above the water, and then your shoulder and neck are just at the water line, and then your chest is under the water, and then your legs come up a little bit and then back down again, and you're like in a foot of water, and the bubbles are coming up underneath you. It's just fantastic, and you're just lying there and you just relax. We do that for a while, and then we'd come out, we'd towel dry and dry off a little bit, get our robes on, and then they had ceramic loungers you could use. These are heated ceramic loungers. So then we lie down on the heated ceramic loungers for a while and have a nap maybe or not. And perhaps what we might do, and this is what you could do on the Epic. The Epic in the spa had a balcony, outdoor balcony at the back of the ship. And it had to have been about 30 feet across and about 10 feet deep. And on the balcony were 6 or so nicely padded loungers. And you take the towels, you lie the towels down on the lounger, and you lie down on the towels, and you're just lying down like this, and you're looking from the back of the ship. You're looking at the sea behind you as you're leaving the sea behind you, and you can see all the bubbles that the ship left behind from the wake. Just gorgeous. That turquoise colored water and the blue sky and the white foam, and oh man, is that ever nice. You see the white caps on some of the waves and stuff, and you have no wind because you're at the back of the ship, moving forward, and you're looking backwards, and you got a roof over your head, like you're enclosed above you. There's sidewalls, the spa's behind you, and there's just a railing in front of you, and the wind is 20 feet out. It's great. Oh, it's nice. So that was the routine every morning. So when we did that, we'd be done. Sometimes Jen would finish earlier than I would. I'd go back into the men's side and I would shave and shower up. Maybe I'd have another steam, and she'd head back to the unit, to our cabin, and she would make her hair up and stuff. And anyway, I'd get back a little later, and I'm all shaved up and everything, and then we'll get dressed, and maybe we'll go for a little walk around the ship. Love to. This is a sea day, of course. This is a sea day, right? Now, after that, we getting hungry because it's a couple hours. What do you do on a ship? You eat. So we decide, well, what do you want to do today? What should we just hang around the main pool a little bit and just grab a burger at the burger stand, or grab a slice of pizza, or should we go into the buffet and have a lunch in the buffet? Because of course they change it out from breakfast to lunch. Inevitably we'd go to the buffet. I'd rather enjoy that. So we'd go to the buffet and pick away at whatever, eat food you don't normally eat because you're on holidays. And after that would be over, the two of us would usually kind of part company. She would usually head to the cabin and read a book on the balcony, or read a book on her iPad maybe. Where I'd like to just walk around the ship and go to the different decks and just walk through the main mezzanine where all the stores are, and just killing time and just relaxing and thinking of nothing. If we're at sea, the casino is running, so I could go to the casino at the slot machine, but I don't do that very much. I'd end up at the very back of the ship and watch the water, getting turned up by the propellers, and then I'd walk all the way to the front of the ship or the side and just sit on a lounger, just watch the sea go by. I loved it. I just love doing that. Sometimes I'll grab my binoculars from the room. I'll have a pair of binoculars that I bring with me, and then I'll look out over the water, see if I can see any whales or porpoises or whatever, or can I see any land in the distance. I'll do that. But I kill hours doing that. I just calm down, and I just do nothing, and I just relax my noggin. And then I come back to the room, and then Jen and I talk about, what are we going to do for dinner? Is there a plan for dinner? And if we've decided to do a specialty restaurant, maybe we'll do the Asian one, or we'll do Italian tonight. Or then we'll prepare for that. But if we don't, we might just go to the main dining room because we have a 7:00 seating or something like that. We might just go to the main dining room and sit there. But it has been done. It has been done where during stops, we get to a port, and we get up, we have breakfast early, and then we'll go to the steam. We'll go to the spa. Jen might or might not go to the spa in the morning, but I definitely do. And an hour later, hour and a half later, I'll come back, and then we'll change and go off the ship and do whatever we're doing on shore. And then when we come back to the cabin, and I change back into my swing trunks, my morning coat. I head back to the spa for round 2, and I'll do spa round 2, or I'll eat first and I'll do spa round 2, and then later on it's dinner time, and then a show, if we want to watch a show, and then just a little walk and maybe a little dessert something after that, and then bedtime. So that's how I spend, how I do it. There's no one area, but the spa does take up some of my time because that's what I'm there for. I'm there to relax. Danelle, I think I'd love to have a vacation in an RV. You've got me thinking about it. Give a big giveaway budget here tomorrow. Oh, yes, that's right. Ireland, yeah. And the UK too, yeah. Quite amazing over there. Yeah, I've looked at the RV thing from time to time. And I keep wondering, just, the problem that I have, here's our dilemma. We're Canadians, And being Canadians, we can only be in the US for a certain amount of time every year. And you can't be down there any longer than so many months, like 5 or 6 months a year. That's about it. So that sounds simple enough. You figure, well, the wintertime, you'll go down south. And in the summertime, you'll be up north. The problem is the wintertime in Canada isn't that, sorry, the summertime in Canada isn't necessarily 6 whole months. You've got spring in the fall too. And so you've got to really be careful where you're going to take your RV. You don't want to be in a place where you get a freak winter storm and all the pipes freeze up. And so you don't want that. So, you got to figure out how to do that. So you might have to go, down to the U.S. You might like drive through the U.S. in September and head all the way to Mexico and spend September, October, November in Mexico, or you spend sort of October, November, December in Mexico. I'm not sure how you do it, and then come into the U.S. till April or May, and then you come to Canada June, July, August. You see. And September, and then October, you work your way back to Mexico. So you get like 2 months, 3 months Mexico, 5, 6 months America, and then 3 months, 4 months Canada. You play it that way. But driving into Mexico and there's paperwork involved, and there's parts of Mexico where you could be in trouble. Some parts of Mexico where there's no trouble at all. You just have to be on top of this sort of stuff. I don't know. I don't know how long you can do that before you're, had enough of it. Donnell, a pizza company in Ireland is planning to hire 1,000 new couriers to deliver pizzas during the World Cup in November and December. Isn't that something? Island girl, driving an RV would be nerve-wracking. Well, these newer RVs, they're really amazing. I mean, these big ones. You get behind the wheel of a Class A Greyhound bus kind of units. These units have lane assist, like they stay in the lane automatically, radar and all this stuff. They also have radar for the cars in front of you, telling you how far away you are from the car ahead of you and what speed it's going versus what you're going. And it automatically keeps the distance for you. You don't have to do it yourself. It just does it automatically. Just amazing stuff. And then they have this new technology, this new adjustable suspension, that if you get a cross breeze or a truck is going the opposite direction and there's that buffing, the bus doesn't even flinch. It's like it's not even there. It's amazing. The advancements have been something. Louise, hi Bruce. Jerry's going on a train ride tomorrow. Ottawa, here I come. I got him a box of Tim Horton treats and a bagel for me. Oh, Louise, you know how to take care of people. You do it right. Not bad at all. Pretty good stuff. These RVs are rather sophisticated now. The automatic leveling systems, air shock ride. The seats in the front are air suspension seats like the truckers have. We're talking luxury here. Heated and massage seats, and oh my gosh, I mean, it's just unbelievable. Not that you'd be driving 10 hours a day every day for 10 days in a row anywhere. I mean, North America is big, but you don't want to do that. So you might drive once a week, once every 2 weeks. You drive for half a day, 200 or 300, 400 miles, and that's it for the next 2 weeks. And now you parked and you're in another campground or wherever you happen to be, and enjoy that area. And you're towing a car behind you. You're towing your own vehicle, so you can bomb around wherever you are when you get there, and then when you leave, the caravan heads out of town. I don't know. It's always something to think about, but those are expensive. They can be rather costly. Anyway, there you have it. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. I've got cruising to do, and I've got more Europe travels that I want to do, and I want to go to Australia, New Zealand, and I would like to see some Asia. So I have other travels I'd like to do rather than just RV traveling. But who knows? Maybe one day I'll get a viewer contact me and say, hey, I heard that you're interested in going RVing. How about this? We have an RV, and my wife and I, we can't use it for the next year or so because we have surgeries coming up and stuff. And why don't you use it for a year or so? We'll work a deal and get behind the wheel, show you how it works, and off you go for a year or so, and bring it back in one piece, and we're good to go. You never know. So you never know what can happen. I have yet to hear from a viewer of mine who says you want to go to Europe and see some stuff. Why don't you join my wife and I? I have a private jet. I'm a millionaire. I'm a billionaire. Why don't we come and pick you up and we'll take you over to Monaco and you can watch the Grand Prix with us. We'd love to have you join us. I haven't had that communication yet, and yet I'm a famous YouTuber. I have 33 people watching me right now, of which 30 could be billionaires for all I know, and 3 people could be pretending to be poor and they're rich anyway. Who knew? I mean, you never know the way this world works. Welcome to the party, kids. How you doing out there? I hope you're doing all right. It's great of you to say hi to us. This is the Hangout show. This show is a 1-hour show from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock Eastern time every Monday night. And it's a Hangout show with my sponsor members, myself. We just talk about whatever we want to talk about. You can ask me anything you want, and we just kind of hang out. Now, at 8 o'clock Eastern, in 15 minutes, this show will end. And I'll shut this show down. I'll start my next show, the 8 o'clock show. That's the big show. That's the travel information show. And I've got a few topics I'm going to talk about tonight that we'll bring up about traveling and cruising and stuff. So you're welcome to join us for that. There'll be more people here for that show. And make sure to give us a thumbs ups. And thank you all very, very much. But if you like the Hangout show, you're always welcome to join me here every Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern until 8 o'clock Eastern. The only thing is to be here every Monday night. For this show, you have to be a member of this channel. So you have to hit the join button down below here somewhere, if you can find it. Louise, Jerry, traveling business class. We expect to be shaken and not stirred. Oh, that should be kind of nice there, Louise. Way to go. That's all right. Way to do it. I love that. Indeed, nothing wrong with that at all. Back in July, Jennifer and I, we flew back from Switzerland back to here, to Calgary, and we were flying on an airline that was half owned by Swiss Air and half owned by Lufthansa. And it's called Edelweiss Air. Now, Edelweiss Airways or Edelweiss Air, they're kind of like a quasi regular airline and a charter airline. They're kind of in between there, and they fly from Zurich to Calgary just in the summertime, and the same thing Zurich to Vancouver in Canada, and also Toronto. Different, like Calgary to Zurich only one day a week, Sundays. I think it's Saturdays for Vancouver, and I'm not sure for Toronto. And then they have flights from Switzerland to other North American cities, and then from Switzerland to other European cities. Anyway, we were looking at the airfare, and we booked a couple of seats in economy, and we were watching out of the corner of our eye, how much would it cost to upgrade to a premium economy seat or to a business class seat. And we were only flying one way because we had flown from Calgary to London in the UK to get to Europe in May. And then we took a bunch of train rides using a Eurorail train pass. And then when we came home, we were in Zurich, and we had a one-way flight from Zurich to Calgary nonstop. And that was a wonderful flight. It was 10 hours, and it was great because there's no connections, and you're coming right into Calgary. But we were keeping an eye open to see if we could upgrade. We were wondering if it would be any cheaper as we got closer to the time of flight. And we couldn't find a deal at all. They wanted like double the fare, just to go from a premium, a regular seat to a premium economy seat, which is basically what economy used to be. You had economy seats with real dishes for meals. They give you headphones. Now they call that premium economy. Well, they wanted double the fare, and I think we paid. I'm going to guess about $450 each for the fare we had, and they wanted like $900 to do the premium economy. And if you wanted to upgrade to a business class seat, you had to go something like $3,000 for a one-way 10-hour flight. It's just I have a hard time justifying that kind of money for a 10-hour flight. I just don't think the service is that impeccable to put it over the top. That could be me though. Maybe that's me. I don't know. Interesting. Debbie Emanuel is in the house. Howdy, all. She said, "How are you, Miss Debbie Emanuel? It's nice to see you here. I haven't seen you in quite some time, and it's nice to have you pop by for a visit. I hope you're doing okay. I know you've had year after year of fire issues in Northern California with the forest fires. I sure hope you're okay up there, and hope things are better. And the heat wave, I hope, is calming down now, coming into fall weather. I hope. Cross our fingers. I hope you're doing very well. And please say hi to your mom. Kirk Brunson, flights from New York City, Miami isn't budging yet for my cruise in February. Bruce, I guess I have to book last minute. Yeah, it's frustrating. If you have a couple of airports you can choose from, great. But if LaGuardia is the one, that's it. Or if you can do Newark, then you might be able to do something. But sometimes it's more of a pain to get from your house to the airport than to get from there to the airport you're flying to, especially out of the Big Apple, right? I can imagine. But I was noticing today that there's some kind of a uh, I'm not sure if it's the Justice Department is involved in this in the U.S. or whether it's the Airport Transportation Authority, the FAA. I'm not exactly sure, but it had to do with JetBlue and American Airlines, because American Airlines and JetBlue have teamed up to co-chair their flights, and JetBlue just took over Spirit Airlines, if I'm not mistaken. Spirit and Frontier wanted to merge, but JetBlue took the one over instead. But here's the thing. If you've got airlines that code share, you know what that really means? Higher prices. Because it used to be that JetBlue would have a plane to go to Miami for Kirk's flight, and American would have a flight to Miami. But now there's only one flight to Miami. And you go online and look for a flight to Miami and look at the fares, and I'm sure this is what Kirk is finding. He finds that there's a nonstop flight from New York to Miami. It's $600 round trip, operated by JetBlue. And then he'll look a little further for other flights. He'll find, there's another one that's $5 more, operated by American Airlines. But if you read the fine print, what you find is the JetBlue flight is operated by American Airlines, because the two have synced together to offer only one flight between the two of them and nail you with the top price, because they used to fly in competition with each other. So instead of having two planes with 150 seats, you only have one plane with 150 seats a day, or, at 4 in the afternoon. The next flight might be at 8 at night. The next one is at midnight, if there is one. And so from 6 flights a day between American and 3 flights a day for JetBlue, 9 flights a day, now there's only 6 flights a day between the two of them, and they're co-sharing. And that is called the new normal in the air business, which is how you screw passengers. You get to charge them top dollar because you only have 150 seats, and you don't compete against each other. The two airlines don't keep each other honest. They can just team up and nail us with top dollar fares. And this is happening with other airlines internationally. Out of Calgary here, if I want to fly to Frankfurt, there's only one flight a day to Frankfurt. I can either fly on Air Canada or on Lufthansa, but the plane is operated by Air Canada. So there's just an Air Canada flight. There's no Lufthansa flight. There used to be 2 flights. Now there's one. And if you want to fly to other places out of Calgary, like say you want to fly to Los Angeles out of Calgary, you can fly WestJet, or you can fly maybe United. Well, they're the same. They co-share. So you're either flying WestJet operated by United, or you're flying United operated by WestJet. But there are no 2 flights. There's only one. And so there's lack of choice, which means lack of seats, which means no discounting, and you pay much higher fares. Welcome to the airline game. Donnell, hi. Debbie, howdy to you too. Debbie Manuel, hi there, Donnell. So hope you're doing well. Kirk, I might get to Baltimore and take a flight. The prices are a lot cheaper. Right on, Donnell. I'm mostly well as Donnell to Debbie. No time for details. Hope you're well too. Yeah, if you can fly on Southwest Airlines, you might get a deal. But JetBlue, you got to fly out of an airport out of JetBlue where American doesn't fly. That's the problem with code shares. Code shares are a nightmare for consumers. Absolute heaven for airlines. Nightmare for consumers. Less selection, outrageous prices, and that's the issue right there. Debbie, hope to catch up with you soon. Donnell, right on, Debbie. Great to have you here, Debbie. Hope your mom is well, and hope all is well in your world down there. It's great that you made it to see us. Folks, I have 5 minutes left here. I got to get going. I'm going to say goodnight and say thank you for hanging out with me on the Hangout show tonight. It's great that you're here. I'm going to shut this show down, and I'm going to fire up the show for 8 o'clock, which is now 4 minutes from now. The big show here where we talk travel news. And take care of yourself. Stay healthy out there. Do what your doctor says. And be well, and make sure to catch up with us next Monday at 7 o'clock for the sponsor member Hangout show if you become a sponsor member of this channel. Otherwise, catch us every Monday night, 8 o'clock live for the big show, travel show, which we're about to start now in about 4 minutes. Thank you, Donnell. And good show again, Bruce. I'll catch the main show tomorrow. Good night, all. It's late in Ireland where Donnell is. Debbie, love you. And Jen, Bruce, thank you, Debbie. We love you too. Looking forward to catching up with you again. Kirk, thanks for being here. Also to Louise, thank you for being here. Island Girl. Thank you, James92, for popping in. Busy Mom was here. Mermaid C was here tonight. It was great to have you. Splair, buddy, thank you for popping in. 2 of each, Mom. Thank you. Nikki was here. Well, actually, it wasn't Nikki. It was Roger. And Roger, pass on our best wishes to Nikki, please. Rocky was here. Ms. M popped in to say hello. Thank you all for doing this. Jeff, thanks for popping in, buddy. B Duff Travels, thanks, man, for popping in. All right, guys. You guys all take care of yourselves, and we will see you all next week at this time, if you're a member. Otherwise, I'll see you all shortly at 8 o'clock and next week at 8 o'clock. All the best from Calgary. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.